I'm an English major, and I'm actually the first person in my family to go to college and completely waste my education. I was driving to my grandfather's house a couple months ago, and I had a little accident. And it was really scary, because I'm a big boy now, and that kind of thing isn't supposed to happen anymore. It's getting a little weird to go to my grandfather's house, too, because he's been forgetting a lot recently, which is really hard on the rest of us. Like, for example, last time I was there, it was really tough. He actually forgot that talking with your mouth full is fucking disgusting. So it's pretty tough. Have any of you ever slept in the same room as a snorer? It's pretty weird. Yeah, it does suck. It does. It really does. And the thing is, to me, the weirdest thing is that they always bring it up in the same way. They go, oh, just so you know, I snore sometimes. But if I start to snore, all you have to do is kick me in the balls. And I'll wake up. And it's always like, what? Jesus, calm down. And then 15 minutes later, they start to snore, and you're like, how can I wake them up in the most painful way possible? How do I inflict the most damage? I think in our country, and in almost every other country, sleep and sex are super intertwined concepts. Right? I mean, so just think, like, let's just run down the list. So, both of them have lots of named positions, right? Like, so think about sleep, right? You can sleep in the fetal position. You can sleep in free fall, which is your head to the side. You can sleep in starfish. And then for sex, so there's missionary, and I've been told there are others. But I think that these concepts are so intertwined, it can be kind of weird. You know, and this isn't even bringing up the fact that sleeping with someone means sex, right? And so you kind of have these really intertwined concepts, and I think it can turn platonic sleeping situations. I don't know, it's just weird. I'll give you an example. When I was a kid, maybe 3 or 4, I used to get these nightmares a lot. Like I really used to get nightmares, and they would really freak me out. And some nights it'd be so bad that I would get up and go to my parents' room, and they would let me sleep between them in the bed, which was awesome for the nightmares. They completely went away. But I wasn't always falling asleep. I was lying there, and I was thinking, like, wait a second, are we going to hook up right now? So I don't know. They wanted me to do 5 minutes of stand-up, which to me felt like a lot, because you guys already heard all my best material at the beginning of the show. Remember Wipe Your Ass with Cabbage? That was funny. And they say humor is one-dimensional. Anyway, I figured that because... we're leaving that for now. I figured that because I've already done so many jokes, and because I've been writing a short story thesis this year, that maybe I can just read you guys a story. Does that be fine? It'll be a bit of a total shift, but I think together we can figure it out. Thank you. Yeah, so just a little background information so that we can all start at the same place here. There's a few things you should know. The first thing is that this is a story about a couple, Carl and Jane, and there are starting to be some problems. They used to be really close, but Jane's not so sure anymore, and she's starting to wonder if she ever really was sure in the first place. And so this is all kind of coming to a head in a coffee shop. And the other thing you should know is that halfway through writing the story, I took a break to go fill my car with gas, and at Cumberland Farms, an employee named Roy called me a cuck because my jeans were too skinny. Okay. It was a long, cold, stormy day. Rain beat at the windows of the Cafe Marco violently, without care. At a two-seater squished into a corner near the stones, Jane sat with Carl, one leg crossed over the other. So about the weather, Carl joked. He had a sense of what was coming, nothing solid, nothing tangible, but in the way storms seem to make themselves known in the knees of the infirm. Jane smiled for his sake, or perhaps her own. These past few weeks, I've been feeling restless, she said. Carl was quiet. There was the whistle of the coffee machine and the constant, careless thumping of the rain. Suddenly, and without warning, an ugly old piece of shit named Roy stumbled into the shop. He looked like if you put the ugliest person in the world in the microwave and then kicked him in the balls. He was wearing a stupid Cumberland Farm shirt. It looked like he ate shit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner because shit was smeared all over his face. You guys are being a great audience. Please, Roy begged in his intolerable little voice. Somebody help me. I tripped over a guardrail at the zoo because my jeans are so loose and fell right into the gorilla cage. The gorillas are chasing me down the street right now. The owner of the shop came out from behind the counter. He was angry. Get out of here, ugly, he yelled. You smell like shit. And although I generally have nothing against the people who work at Cumberland Farms and think they deserve good wages, benefits, and fulfilling lives, I hope your life specifically sucks, you piece of shit. Jane and Carl watched this unfold with their mouths open. Soon, the store's owner was handing out rotting tomatoes for all of the patrons to throw at them. Laughter and a general sense of delight filled the room. It was an incredible feeling. Here they were, looking at perhaps the ugliest man in the world, and certainly the man most covered in shit. Perhaps it was a sign from God, thought Jane. The sounds of Roy's screams grew more and more muffled as he was progressively buried in a slew of rotting tomatoes, booze, and laughter. Jane took Carl's hand in hers and squeezed it gently, softly, unlike how the owner's 5 Italian nephews ferociously slapped at Roy with raw steaks and socks full of coffee beans, joyously chanting, "Cook! A cook! We made a pizza pie!" But Jane and Carl were not watching the Italian nephews. They did not hear the booze, or the tomatoes, or the thumping of the rain. For that moment, they were, fully and truly, each other's.